Hi everybody! So it's time to decorate for fall. Now, first let me say, yes, I took a YouTube break. I had to. I have been working so hard on my health and I was getting discouraged about working on my health and my weight loss goals. And I just couldn't handle emotionally another thing like thinking about what I would do on YouTube. Sometimes it's hard to come up with things. Summer is the time when I just want to play. Summer is the time when I want to sit by a pool. I want to go to the beach. I want to be in the sun. That is like my me time. Summer is me. Like that's my, I know a lot of you love fall and you love the cozy and you love drinking the tea, with the rain out the window. Sure, that all has its place in my life. But for me, I can't get through the drinking the tea during the rainstorm if I don't get out by the beach and outside. So I took a break. Thank you for all coming back. What do I have coming up? So I am going to Tessier's today. So you will get that video. You probably have it already by the time you see this video. I am also going to go to another house, one of our viewers that has decorated for fall. She has great taste, and Alice and I are going to go to her house and tour it. So I'm really excited about that. We'll be going to Alice's house this month. And maybe a couple more store tours. And I have a whole bunch of things to show you in my house because I have been working really hard in my house. I've been working really hard on my product line because what I do is I walk around my house and I say, what does this house need? And then I design it. So that's been really cool. And I've been working on the October 12 meet and greet in the barn. It's going to be super fun. We've got about 20 people signed up so far. We have what started as 2 people doing special music has now turned into a whole band. So that's going to be super fun. We're going to have great food at that. We're going to have just good drinks. It's going to be a good time. So if you can at all come, if you're local, come. If you're not local, come. We have people coming from all over the place. And last year we did it and it was so much fun. We have raffles so you can walk off with some free things. Lainey and Alice and Judy Condon will be there with tables and selling things. Now Judy has some things that she's not going to be selling that much anymore. So she'll be there. Lainey will be there to sign the book, Judy Condon's book that she's in this time around. It's going to be a really good time. It's a great time to get out, come to a barn, enjoy other people, make new friends. I think you're going to love it. I also will have a table set up of sample sales, which basically sometimes I buy a lot of canvases, I put them around my house, and then I sell them. So you can get a lot of what I sell on my website so much cheaper if you come to the sample sale. I don't have everything there, but I have a lot of things there because I'm always buying products to test them and I don't use them. And since I sell online and these are my samples, I give them, I sell them cheap to the people that go to the meet and greet. So that's the first thing. Also, Julie and Joe from Julie Keeper of My Home will be there. And so you will get to meet them too, as well as Judy Condon and all the rest of the gang. Too much fun. And then Julie and Joe, amazing gourmet cooks, are cooking this beautiful colonial feast that evening. We're going to have it in the house, in the 2 tavern rooms. I've got it all set up. It's super cute. It's going to be just like stepping back in time. I mean it. It's stepping back in time. In fact, I encourage you to wear colonial outfits and really put yourself back into that time. You cannot get this experience anywhere else. I went to Strawberry Banks last year for this experience and it disappointed me. It was lights, it was Christmas lights, it was Christmas trees, it was, highlighting, it was not candlelit, it was so commercialized. And I'm gonna make this really special. So you can't get it at Sturbridge, you can't get it at Strawberry Banks. You're going to get the really great food, plenty of it, with great people in this tavern environment, just like you step back in time. The price tag is higher. The price tag is $125. I know that many people can't afford that. I know that it's like, ugh. But that money, I'm not making any money off this. That money goes toward the food and also as compensation for Julie and Joe to come all the way down here from Maine and do it for us and for all the time that they spent cooking. But it's going to be really special. So if you want something, I still have about 6 tickets left. 6, 7, 8 tickets left. So if you want to do that, go to my website, AnnClayHomeDecor.com or AnnClayThePrimitiveHome.com and sign up. You'll see right on the first page, you can sign up for the barn meet and greet. That's $40. That's separate. Or you can sign up for the dinner. That's $125. And, or you sign up for both. It's going to be a really good time. I promise you. A night that you won't forget. So you're not only paying for the meal, you're paying for the experience. So that I'm so excited about. Now, I am going to show you today my guest room. I'm going to show you today my guest room. I was going to say family room, but this is not the family room. I want to show you the guest room because I've been working on it and I finally love it. Like, I have not loved this room since I moved in. When I moved into this place, it was it had a gold wall, dark gold, which is a dark gold that I use a lot on my primitive fabrics, but the whole wall was dark gold. And then the woodwork was very similar to this gray blue that you see behind me. This is a little variation of what was there, but very close to what was there. It was a little darker. And it was dark. Like, it just seemed just foreboding. And they had a bed in here and kind of a sleigh chair. And I mean, it looked fine, right? It looked good. But when I came in, I wanted it lighter. I just felt like it was too dark. So I started painting the walls and I didn't know what color to paint the walls. But I ended up finding this paint for the walls. It was kind of a yellowy gold. And I painted that because I found it cheap on someone bought it and didn't like it. And it's kind of a buttery yellow and it's really pretty. And I thought that that would go really well with this floor. This floor you can see is a yellow stenciled floor. This yellow is 100 years old. This yellow started with when this was the Russian Bear restaurant. They painted all the floors yellow. This one remained yellow. Owners quite a few years ago, Camille, she actually stenciled this with kind of this gray blue color on this yellow and coated it, and it's been that way ever since. Now it's worn, it's got spots, it's got just all kinds of scuffs and scratches, and I left it because I like the patina. But I didn't know how to decorate this room, and I've had 2 beds in here. I've had 2 queens and a full and a queen and a twin and just a queen. And I have not known what to do with this room. And the other day it just clicked in. It's taken a while to get here, guys. Sometimes a room just doesn't speak to you. And whereas I've done other rooms in my house 25 times over and I've loved every single time, this one, I tried to love it, but I just couldn't love it. The other day it clicked in, and so I'm going to show it to you. Last year for the meet and greet, I do house tours, and I did a house tour for the meet and greet, and I had purchased these golden colored comforters on Amazon. They were cheap. They were like 30 bucks each. They're just bedspreads. And I bought them and I was really pretty happy with how that gold looked with the floor. And then one day this week, well, actually, as I was getting, it was a couple weeks ago, as I was getting ready for the dinner at my house, I needed to accumulate chairs. And I've been I accumulated 20 ladderback chairs off of Facebook Marketplace. We drove all around New England picking up these chairs. And I decided to put tables in my tavern so everyone could eat on there. And I had all this furniture in there. So if you see right over here, I had this settle. This settle has been in the tavern for most of the time. Once in a while it makes it into the living room, but I keep pushing it between the living room and the tavern. So I had this in the tavern, and then I had these chairs that I moved into the tavern. Let's go over here. See these nice chairs? I had these chairs with the 1806 pattern. I love these chairs. I bought these on Facebook Marketplace. Actually, I bought that settle on Facebook Marketplace too. But these chairs looked really good in the tavern. However, if I'm going to seat 12 people in that tavern, I needed to get them out. So I brought them into this room. Now, I've loved these chairs in this room. This color cream is very similar to the buttery color on the walls. I've loved the red and blue, and all the colors kind of really go with this room. It's been more of an Americana feel with gold. So I decided, why don't I just make this room the gold and the red and the blue, and let's just play with that. So for a few years, I have been playing with gold and red and blue in this room because it needed more, but I could never figure out what to do with the windows. I have had all different curtains on these windows, and the last time I had some blue light blocking things that I bought from Walmart. They had a kind of a weave. They weren't bad. And so I had them on the windows. So when I started putting all this furniture around and I had the blue on the windows, it was okay. But suddenly I had a brainstorm. So this is my brainstorm. I don't know if you can see this that well. See these curtains? I love these curtains with this floor. They are that deep gold. They're the exact same gold as in that bedspread. They're the exact same gold as you see in this secretary that I have in here. Now, this secretary in here is it's a reproduction. And actually, my cousin bought it for me from Salvation Army. And it's been really good in this room. There was a time I thought it needed to be darker, but I'm really happy with this gold right now. You can see how well those golds match. I had these curtains in my kitchen, and I love them in my kitchen. In fact, these curtains I could put in every room because that's how much I love them, but decided to try them in this room. These curtains are available on my website. They are beautiful. They are made really strong. They are light blockers. And they are perfect in the bedroom, but I have them in almost every room in the house right now. And stencils. So I have been making curtains with stencils so that they fit the early American and the primitive themes. I love this gold. I mean, that's what made this room absolutely amazing. So the curtains, perfect. And then I have it framed. I have one of my pictures on the wall. So perfect in here because it just plays that gold and repeats the gold. The pumpkins are underneath that, and it really goes well together over my little bench. Over the settle, I have one of my portraits of Tom. Tom with a shirt on and a jacket on. Don't we love that? I mean, so cool. I love it. I love it. He loves it. And so this is personalized for my house, and yet it has that feeling that this is indeed a colonial bedroom. In fact, if we go over here, there I am. Now, I have to tell you something about that picture. That picture was my inspiration to get healthy, because I looked at that picture and it's me. It's me. But it's me with my cheekbones. It's me chiseled instead of the me that was starting to get really bloated. And so I looked at her and I thought, I want to be that older woman, not the one that I was becoming that was getting sick and tired. I wanted to be her. So she's actually been an inspiration to me. Now, this room really is a bunch of stuff from my website. I love antiques and I love old things, but I also like reproductions. And I also like having things be clean and new. I have a lot of allergy problems, a lot of problems with molds, a lot of problems with dust. So for me to fill my life full of old things that you can hardly wash because they're going to fall apart, things that have collected dust over the centuries or molds, it's really hard. I can't breathe. So as I've been going in all these colonial homes, they don't look all old and gross. Well, actually, some of them do. Some of them smell really bad. But what I noticed was they had a lot of color. The colonial people used a lot of color to decorate. They didn't decorate all in browns like we tend to do. Now, there is a primitive decorating style that it's mostly browns, and I actually do a lot of that in my house. But I also like to play with color and play with more of the colonial primitive look, since this home is decidedly colonial era. So I have to have newer things that may look a little bit like something they would have had back then. Back then, they might have stenciled their curtains, their fabric, maybe. They definitely would have stenciled their walls. So stencils were a part of it. But also they had these wonderful canopies on their beds. Now, this bed I purchased, it's metal. I purchased this on Amazon quite a few years ago. Got it for $165. I don't believe they sell these anymore. So, but I wanted the look of the canopy bed, but without the cost of the canopy bed. Then I wasn't happy because I didn't have a canopy on the bed and there was nothing there. It was empty. It's just open. So this is what I decided to do. If you can see this here. Do you see this? This is a ribbon. This is a ribbon that I tied right up here. This is a ribbon that I used a safety pin to tie and tied it around the top here. And then I threw a blanket over the top. That's what this is. I got this at Woodstock Country Shop. It's a coverlet blanket. It is not actually a canopy, but if you look at it, it is actually canopy. Now I got black ribbon, so it wouldn't stand out too much. I'm not worried about those. And then the way I kept it on was I just pinned underneath. You can see right here, I just pin it. Just pin it together in the folds, take it in and pin it like this. And that gave me the canopy. So you don't have to go out. You don't have to go out and buy a big canopy. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to make a top for your bed. If you have a bed that has railings up on the end, you can just use some Walmart ribbon and safety pins and throw a beautiful coverlet over it, and you're going to get the look. So here's the other thing I did. If you look at my bed a little more closely, I drop this, you'll see I also have a comforter here. So it's a lightweight comforter, but it's nice. I like this comforter. It's got white on the back, but it matches my curtains. Now the comforter, because of the fabric, it's the same color as the curtains, but it prints a little bit lighter. So it's not the same depth of color, but it is the same color. And I made a whole bunch of these comforters because they're really great at the bottom of the bed. They match the curtains and they're clean and beautiful, and you can pull it over yourself. Now I have to raise this up again. You can pull it over and you can, be warm. Not have something that's musty and dusty. I don't like the feeling of tons of blankets. I don't like the feeling of all those coverlets on me. They're very heavy, and when they start slipping, they just fall right off your bed. I like the feeling of a light comforter on me. So I have been going around the house deciding what I'm going to do in each bedroom between my curtain line and my comforters, and I've been working on that. Now, I do have a supplier that will do fabric, that you can make your own fabric, that will do, in fact, I have designed my own fabric for the she shed, and I will be sewing my curtains in the she shed, and I think it's going to be adorable, so I can't wait to see it, but I just ordered it the other day. But I do have a company that I can actually design the fabric and put it there, and they sell it. They are the salespeople. I get a little commission from my designs, not much, and they're not cheap, but they will make tablecloths and sheets and curtains and everything else out of my designs. So if you like my designs and you want something like that, you can do it. And that's a great way to get the fabric, which is a lot cheaper. Ellis got the fabric. She did curtains for her bathroom. So now she has curtains and towels and rugs that all match in her master bathroom, because all with my designs. So that is kind of what I've been doing in the bedroom front. This bedroom just delights me. Like, it just delights me. So what else have I done in here to make it real? Okay. Now I have these plates up here. They bring in the blue. They are not antique plates, but you will find them in antique stores. But they're special to me because they're from my aunt. On her one of the last few times I saw her when she was sick and she had terminal cancer, she gave them to me. And so I put them out to honor her. And this is where they stay. This is the room my aunt stayed in the last time I saw her. And these plates are in this room for that purpose. I also have Delft in here because it definitely goes with the theme, and it goes back to some of my Dutch heritage, which also is important to me. So I have things in this room that speak to me personally and make it a cozy room. Now, there's one more thing that I've been doing. I've been putting around some old kind of clothing so that it looks like the people that live here are putting on, you know, the guy who lived here dropped his hat. I want this room to feel like the colonial people live here. Every room of the house, I want you to be able to go back in time. So even if there's more modern things in here, like a comforter, which they didn't have back in time, I still want you to feel like you've gone back in time. So how cute is that hat, huh? It's just like the hat that Tom is wearing in the portrait of him. And I just think it's fun to just drop some of that stuff around, hang some of the old clothing around. Now, you don't have to go to an antique store and pay an arm and a leg for old clothing, although some of it's not that expensive. You can also go on Amazon and order costumes. And they look a lot like old clothing. I mean, it really does work. I went the other day and I ordered a dress. Now, I'm kind of accumulating costumes here, and I've got to tell you, isn't that cute? It's just an Empire waist dress, but I got it on Amazon for 30 bucks. I mean, not that expensive. And so you can get this kind of thing, you can hang it up, and you can get that colonial look. This is one of my Sherpa blankets, and I did this last year of this good-looking soldier. The Sherpa blankets are nice and thick. This one is a year old. I used it all last year. You can see it's a little bit worn. You know how the Sherpa gets a little, you know, a little worn. It's not worn really. It's like, I don't know what the word is. Okay. That's what happens after a year of using it every day. The dogs were sitting on it, you know, on my lap, Dewey at least. So I've got that in here too, because if you have a lot of blankets around, it makes it cozy for your guests. So to me, this is the ultimate guest room. You have your seating areas. They can sit and they can read. They can have tea. They can just sit and talk. Someone can stretch out on the couch if they want to read a book. Lighting by the bed so you can lay in bed and read. And then plenty of closet space. Now, the truth is the people that stay here don't get the closet space because I'm using it up. But there are hooks with hangers where people can hang their clothing. So I think it's really great to have a wonderful guest room. I even have a rug that I designed off of an old tavern sign, Strangers Resort, Jay Carter. So you get the whole, you're here as a guest, enjoy yourself. It's got that real homey atmosphere. And I think it works because the curtains really pull the floor together. So now the really great floor with the stenciling is also seen in the curtains and in the comforter on the bed. So it's brought some unity to the room. This is the best I've ever seen this room. Now if I can just keep from redecorating it again.